Iran has committed itself to maintain maximum enrichment of 60%. It is not below 10% as was agreed to earlier in the JCPOA, but it is not 80 or 90%. It is 60%. So that is the most important issue that they have said. The others are less important. They will release American prisoners. They have also said that they will not carry out any attacks against US targets in Syria and in Iraq. And therefore, there is a, you could say that certain immediate concerns that the Americans have, I think they have addressed those. The prisoners, the enrichment being frozen, the prisoners, and the not attacking American targets. From the American point of view, they have done something very interesting. They have signaled that they will defreeze Iranian accounts which have been frozen in different parts of the world since the revolution. It is said that these accounts taken together would be valued at about $80 billion. And in return for the release of the prisoners, the US has already instructed Korea to release $7 billion in frozen assets and Iraq to release $3 billion in frozen assets. That means as soon as the prisoners go back, Iran gets $10 billion. Do recall, these are Iranian, this is Iranian money.
Yeah.
These are payments for Iranian oil or Iranian services which were frozen in a set of circumstances when the sanctions were placed on Iran. Now, I have a feeling that this I would call it a good faith agreement. It is said that it will not be a written agreement because every written agreement has to go to Congress for approval. And Biden knows that he is not getting that approval. Certainly, it will be a very ugly spat in the House. So it doesn't need that approval. So he doesn't. It is not. And since no US sanctions are being eased, there cannot be an issue. Republicans raising issues with Biden. It's not us. And the reason for focusing on the prisoners is that they want to showcase the return of these prisoners as a great achievement of the US administration. So it is win-win on all sides that with least effort you get the maximum return. I would like to say to you that good faith is a two-way thing. The two countries have no history of good faith. They have a bunch of grievances with each other which go back 40 years. They have never been able to clear the desk. You find that when the Iranians were ready for a dialogue with the Americans were not ready. And when the Americans were ready for a dialogue, the Iranians were not ready. So in both sides, both countries, this relationship is a very serious domestic matter. Now there is an additional grievance on the Iranian side that the Americans withdrew from the agreement because they want to effect regime change or they want to encourage vociferous tendencies within Iran by funding minority dissidents, ethnic dissidents within the country. And then of course increasing the sanctions. Iran feels very rightly that look, we've done no wrong and you've impoverished us for no fault of ours. So they have a set of grievances, very serious grievances. And the other point I will make to you is the world has moved on, the region has moved on, Iran has moved on. Today it's not the same Iran of 5 or 6 years ago. The regional scenario has changed. Iran today has very substantial ties with both China and Russia. The rest of West Asia also has now grasped strategic independence. There is no country in West Asia today that is beholden to the Americans for its foreign policy decision making, starting with Saudi Arabia and including Israel as well. So you find, and then of course you have the Iran-Saudi agreement brokered by China. They are already engaged with each other. As I am speaking to you, the Saudi foreign minister is in Tehran. Their whole region believes, and believes very rightly, that such an agreement, however flimsy its base might be, it is unwritten, it is an informal arrangement, it's an arrangement. I would call it an arrangement. And very rightly, you have called it an understanding. Let us see where it goes. We don't know. It is an experiment in terms of two nations with a long record of mutual animosity, mutual suspicion, mutual distrust, mutual absence of confidence, actually talking to each other, trying to put the bitterness behind them for mutual interest, attempting to see whether over a period of time a new relationship is possible.